Hey everyone, today I am super excited to share with you the new Insta360 X6. And in this video, we will be looking at everything that's new compared to the now older X5, including the 10 biggest improvements that I think make this camera even better. We will also look at a few hidden features such as spatial capture, some things I love after testing this camera for the past month, and a few things I also don't like. And hopefully this will help you decide if it's worth upgrading or if you're considering buying the X6 to help you work out if this camera is for you. Now, if at any time during this video you would like to find out more about this camera or pick it up, I've put links in the description down below where you can do just that. Alright, let's jump right in. So, I have been using these two cameras side by side over the past month across Ireland, testing them in a range of situations and lighting conditions. But before we get into those real-world image quality comparisons, let's start with the design. The X6 is shorter and wider while retaining the same thickness, making it much more compact. This means it takes up much less space in your camera bag or pocket and, more importantly, will be less affected by wind when mounted on something like a helmet or a car. Despite the redesign, weight is almost identical, 196 grams with the battery inserted. The X6 is also better suited to underwater shooting, submergible by an extra 5 meters up to 20 meters without a dive case. Roughly speaking, the buttons and compartments remain the same. You still have the power and physical record button, plus USB-C for charging and transferring footage. But that's now more useful thanks to 47 gigabytes of additional internal storage, which in my testing holds around 35 minutes of 8K 360 footage. The X5 on the other hand has no internal storage, so forgetting a memory card meant you couldn't record. The X6 also uses a new non-cross compatible battery. It's only 200 mAh larger, but in my continuous 8K 30fps test, the X6 lasted 59% longer, an impressive 2 hours and 33 minutes, compared to just 1 hour and 36 minutes on the X5. The new design also handles heat much better, whereas the X5 can become very hot to hold. Around the back is the relocated quick button, which lets you switch recording modes, and the X6 also starts up roughly twice as fast as the X5, which is useful when you need to capture something quickly. But the biggest change is on the front, the new 2.32-inch OLED display. It's smaller than the X5's 2.7-inch LCD, but the OLED has much better contrast, more accurate colors to my eye, and slightly better visibility in direct sunlight. Interestingly, the display is now also pressure sensitive and haptic, so accidental touches won't start recording or change modes. You need to apply deliberate pressure, which triggers both audible and haptic feedback, and that vibration can even travel down a selfie stick, letting you feel when recording has started. There's also a new press screen to start recording option, allowing you to firmly press anywhere on the display to start recording, particularly useful when the camera is awkwardly positioned or underwater. Meanwhile, the X6 retains the X5's other recording methods, including twist to shoot, voice control, and gesture control, which starts recording when you hold your palm up to the camera. And the interface itself is largely unchanged, just resized for the new square display. Underneath, both cameras retain the 1/4-20 mount and support Insta360's magnetic mounting system. The X6 also adds connection pins, allowing direct attachment to accessories like a controller on a selfie stick or a power extension handle for increased battery life. The next big upgrade on the X6 is the image sensor, with dual 1/1.1-inch sensors co-developed with Sony, replacing the 1/1.28-inch sensors on the X5. These larger sensors now offer 33% more physical area to capture light. But what does that mean in the real world? Looking at this side-by-side footage, there's a little more detail, while the over-processed HDR look has been toned down for a more natural looking image compared to the X5. The X6 also now supports 10-bit color across all recording and color modes, giving smoother color transitions and reducing the banding you could sometimes see on the older model due to it only being 8-bit. The biggest difference though is dynamic range. The X6 is rated at 14.5 stops versus 13.5 on the X5, although in my testing, the difference feels even greater. For example, here in these castle ruins, the X5 completely clips the bright sky, while the X6 retains significantly more detail. The same thing happens in this sunset shot with the car driving along this beach. The X6 is preserving much more information around the sun, and again in this interior shot where it manages to retain detail both inside and outside. So overall, dynamic range is a huge upgrade. Another nice change is that active HDR is now gone. HDR is now built into the X6 across all resolutions, so there's no setting to enable, and you're no longer limited to 5.7K or below like on the X5. The X6 also gets a minor frame rate bump, now offering 8K at 50 FPS, plus 4K at 120 FPS for slow motion footage if you really want to slow down the action and capture dirt or sand flying through the air. And finally, photos jump from 72 megapixel to 120, producing some pretty impressive results. Next, iLog, which is Insta360's flatter color profile that better preserves highlights and shadows and gives you more color correction flexibility, now works in all resolutions, whereas it was limited to 5.7K or lower on the X5. This color mode also strips all of the post-processing effects applied, so you will get a much more natural looking video once color grading has been applied. Lastly, let's talk low light. Alongside the larger sensor, the X6 features an all-new 4nm triple AI chip. This not only consumes less power, boosting battery life as we've seen earlier, but also helps cut noise and produce cleaner images when using the pure night mode. And in my side-by-side testing, I would say the results are subtle, but the X6 overall definitely produces cleaner looking footage at night. Now, one of the coolest new things you can do with the X6's 360 footage is something called spatial capture, which uses Gaussian splatting to turn your footage into a fully explorable 3D model. To start, simply walk around a room, location or object with the camera at 20 centimeters above your head, recording 360 footage, and then again holding it about 50 centimeters in front of you at chest height to capture objects in more detail. The footage is processed in the cloud, so you need an Insta360 cloud subscription, and once uploaded, processing takes around an hour with the app automatically stitching and creating the model. Once complete, you can explore it using the on-screen joysticks or gyro mode, which lets you look around by moving your phone. Now, this is a great first step, but one of the biggest limitations I have noticed is that you can't export the model currently. You can only share the link to view it within the Insta360 app, so hopefully support for exporting comes with a future update. And worth mentioning, this beta feature is not just exclusive to the X6. Spatial capture is also compatible with the X4 Air and X5. Going back to the lenses, they're still replaceable, but the replacement process has been upgraded to version 2. The lenses are now 60% cheaper, come with a handy smaller carrying pouch for storing everything easily in your camera bag, and replacement is faster and easier to do. The upgraded securing ring is much less fiddly to remove and reinstall. In terms of other in-camera recording modes, the X6 remains relatively unchanged with all the previous modes. However, my favourite, InstaFrame, gets upgraded. Now, if you're unaware, Insta-frame mode automatically tracks you as you record so that you get an instantly shareable, perfectly framed MP4 file straight from the device so that you can use it straight away. No editing required. But the original 360 file also gets stored so that if you do wish to reframe or make changes later, you get the best of both worlds. But before in the X5, the resolution for Insta360 was limited to 1080p, which was pretty low quality and often persuaded me not to use it. Now, however, with version 2, the max resolution has been increased to a much more usable 4K 30fps. Now, when it comes to audio, one of the big improvements of the X6 is that it now has 4 microphones, one on each side, giving 360-degree audio. This is in contrast to the X5, which only has 3 microphones. There's no forward-facing microphone. Also, all 4 of the microphones on the X6 have a wind guard, whereas on the X5, only the rear-facing microphone has a wind guard. So the X6 should give a fuller sound in audio, and because of those wind guards, audio should be much clearer even on a windier day. Now, there is a light breeze at the moment. Which of these two do you think sounds better? Let me know in the comments down below. And a somewhat hidden feature is the fact the X6 now has a built-in engine microphone, exclusively added to capture better sound from motorbikes or vehicles. And of course, the X6 can connect directly with the Mic Pro or Mic Air Insta360 wireless mics. And while editing the 360 footage is the same as before, with both the mobile app and desktop studio app allowing you to reframe, adjust and animate your shots using keyframes, Insta360 has introduced a few new AI editing tools such as AI Director that will automatically edit the clips together for you even while your device is charging, should you wish to speed things up. So there you have it, a full look at everything that's new on the Insta360 X6 compared to the X5. But I'm curious, what do you think? Is this worth the upgrade? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you would like to find out more about this camera or pick it up, there's also a link in the description where you can do just that. Now, before you go, if you liked this video and learned something new, please let me know by giving me the thumbs up and clicking that like button down below. And if you already own a 360 camera, or you're planning to pick one up, here is a video showing you 10 simple shots that you can use along with a tutorial on how to film and edit them that I highly recommend checking out by clicking up here or by using the link in the description down below.